Hey there, nerds. We're here for a roundup of 2014 movies. Hopefully, you've already checked out Chase's top 10 with his honorable mention of the best films of 2014. This is sort of the other side of things. Now we're going to do the worst films of 2014. So, Chase, let's get to it. What comes in at number 10?
I just want to say first off, this was a lot harder than the best movies. There was so much crap this year. But having said that, I just put what I thought works. So at number 10, I put Sabotage. Again, like I mentioned in the other one, David Ayer. What was missing from Sabotage that apparently he found that he had an End of Watch. I don't know if you saw one of the best cop movies I've ever seen. And I guess he found again with Fury is there's an excessive amount of violence for no reason. I like violence in movies if there's a point to it. If you're trying to lure me in with violence for the sake of violence, I'm not gonna like it. And there's not a strong story. I'd say the worst part of it is there's not a single likable character in that movie. It's just a bunch of assholes. I'll say it.
That's funny because I keep seeing this pop up on Netflix as a suggestion, and every time I look at the cast list, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sam Worthington, Terrence Howard, and every time I'm like, man, I got to check that out. That looks amazing. But something holds me back every time. So I'm glad you said that. I don't really want to waste my time.
There's just really no point to the whole story, and there's the whole point of the story is that they stole money that they felt they deserved, and then someone stole it from them, and then someone starts picking off their team, their SWAT team, I guess you'd call it, and they're trying to find out who did it. And when you find out, it's not a big deal. It's not a big reveal. It's kind of boring.
That sucks. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, what's number 9?
Number 9, Miles Teller makes an appearance here. With That Awkward Moment. It was actually the first movie I screened of 2014. I think I saw it with Bobby. Might want to ask him, but I can't imagine he liked it any more than I did. It was just a typical rom-com movie. A bunch of douchebags that you're supposed to feel sorry for, even though they treat women like cattle. It's really pathetic writing. Not funny. Like I said, it's typical rom-com crap. It was released in January for a reason.
That's funny. I remember you calling that one. Sorry.
No, that's alright.
So what's number 8?
Number 8, I chose Sex Tape with Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz. I hate putting this one on here for the sole purpose of I love Jason Segel. I love his other movies. You know, I think he wrote The Muppets, the new one. He's a talented dude. He's very funny. I feel like he really got dragged down with Cameron Diaz. And the guy who directed it also did Bad Teacher. If you remember how bad that one was. It's just crap. She's not funny. She's unwilling to go to a place of raunchiness in a comedy that's supposed to be raunchy. And it's called Sex Tape. You gotta go for it. I'm not saying she's gotta show everything or anything like that, but she needs to be more like Jennifer Aniston was in Horrible Bosses, if that makes any sense.
It's too bad because I really like Jake Kasdan. He's Lawrence Kasdan's son. He made Orange County, which I thought was a great movie, just a fun one. He executive produces New Girl, which I think is a fantastic TV show. But yeah, I don't know what he's thinking. Sometimes he's way out in left field, and I don't like his films.
And the other thing with Sex Tape is it's an hour and however long of product placement. And what's so funny is it was released by Sony, but it's nothing but Apple products, which makes no sense to me. I think there's a lot of Pepsi product placement in there, and it's just one long commercial. And it's not funny. It sucks.
That's too funny. Too.
Alright, number 7, I chose Devil's Due. I think this came out in January, which is probably why you don't remember it. Uh, biggest fault to it is it's a found footage movie. I'm so sick of those. I can't take it anymore. It's a cheap way to get a movie made, and I get it, but it doesn't help your story at all. And it's cheap scares, cheap jump scares, which I hate in horror movies. It was just awful. I can't really say anything particular about it because I don't remember a whole lot of it other than it being awful.
Yeah, I am so tired of found footage horror films. There was a rumor that the next Friday the 13th was going to be found footage, which pissed me off. I can't stand them. I wish they would go away and die. Um,
Froze again. Yeah, I'd keep going, but I don't know if you actually hear me or not.
there you are. You back?
Oh, okay, there we are. All right.
Sorry, I was just saying that it's a bummer that the movie's so bad because it's got Matt Saracen from Friday Night Lights, Zach Gilford, who I really liked. I think he's a great actor, but obviously the movie sucked.
Yeah. Number 6, I chose Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like I'm not alone in this when I say it, but I think anything that Michael Bay touches is just garbage. I hate to jump on that bandwagon, but the guy, he needs to go back to making car commercials or music videos because he's good visually. And I realize he didn't direct it, but it feels like a Michael Bay film the whole way. It's exhausting to watch.
That sucks. Basically, he's destroying my childhood.
Yeah, and there's a sequel coming.
That's what's sad. It's like when I went and saw the preview screening for Transformers 3 and sat through the whole film and it got to the end and I'm literally like, is this a rough cut? Is this not done? I don't understand because there's like no story. I don't understand. I mean, the graphics were amazing, but I'm like, well, maybe they rearranged parts or cut parts out. Maybe it makes sense. I don't know. But no, that was it, and I didn't see it with the private screening. I saw it with one of those radio station giveaways and all that stuff. And people got up and they were clapping like crazy, hooting and hollering. They loved it, and I was so confused. Awful.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'll admit I wasn't the biggest TMNT fan growing up, but my brother was. He had all the action figures. He loved it. Watched all the cartoons. I talked to him about it, and I don't want to say he was offended because that's exaggerating, but he hated it. So I know what it's like from the point of view of someone who grew up with it.
That's wow. All right, let's move on. What do you have next?
On number 5, I chose The Expendables 3.
I can't believe this franchise just keeps going.
There's a 4th one coming. Oh god, it's just so bad. The only thing that I liked about the original, other than it was a lot of the action icons that I grew up with, its biggest selling point is that it was rated R. It had all the excessive, silly violence, and they crapped all over it with the 3rd one. They made it PG-13. They added so many people that it's too busy. It's so convoluted, and there's no story. That whole nostalgia thing wore off after the 1st one. And, yeah, it's just garbage.
Wow.
And because of this, they're making, I don't know if it's still happening. I'm still hearing whispers of it, though, of an all-female version.
I heard that too. I haven't seen anything more on it, but I've heard that too.
They just did an interview with Stallone, and he said, I'll admit that the reason the 3rd one didn't work is because of the rating. And it was kind of like, we told you so. We told you it wasn't going to work, and people wouldn't listen. He's like, I guarantee the fourth one will be rated R though. I'm like, just stop. It's enough already.
I couldn't agree more. So what's up next?
Number four, another found footage movie. Uh, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. This is kind of like I guess the spin-off, the side story that somehow still ties into the originals. That part's confusing. There's actually time travel in this movie. There's time travel.
I'm sorry. That's
It's,
so ridiculous.
I'll admit I liked the first one. It was actually eerie, and I thought it was well made. I thought they did it right. One of the things I loved about it so much is it was a simple story of a house being haunted. That's it. And in this one, there's gang members involved in it at one point. There's time traveling doors. You heard me.
Wow.
It's too much. It's so crappy.
That's wow. Wow. All
I
right.
think there's a fifth one coming late next year. I think.
Awesome. I just don't know when to stop.
No.
All right. So what's number? What are you, three? What's number three?
Yeah, number three. I think you're gonna remember this one pretty well. I chose Open Windows. You remember that one? It's with Elijah Wood and Sasha
Oh
Grey.
yeah, yeah.
I was
I,
getting yelled at by that random person on Twitter.
yes, I do remember that. They couldn't fathom how Elijah Wood could be in a bad movie.
And he's probably the best part of the movie, even though he doesn't do it very well. It's like he did someone a favor. That's what this movie feels like. And I tried to judge it on its story and its acting. It was very obvious they didn't have a big budget. I tried not to judge it on that, but by doing that, by having such a limited budget, they tried to put a spin on the found footage by filming the entire thing from webcams. Uh, It's just made for boring shots. There's no panning shots. The zooms, they're supposed to feel like someone would zoom on a webcam, so they're all fast and jolting, and the acting is so wooden. And I said it in my review, and I stand by it. Sasha Grey needs to stick to what she does best.
Yep,
I won't say what that is, but
you can look it up.
she has other
If you don't
talent. Okay.
know, look it up. Don't look
Uh,
at the work.
I will say its uh, strongest attribute is it's very topical. It's about invasion of privacy, specifically with celebrities, famous people. And this I saw this right in the middle of the whole picture leak with Jennifer Lawrence and all those other people.
Mm,
So in that light, it was very topical. It just went too over the top. The villain of the film had technology that our own government wouldn't even have. It just felt choppy and not good.
that sucks. That sucks. 'Cause I like Elijah Wood, but he makes some interesting choices with movies. Risky. He can. I mean, he's
I enjoyed it for the fact that it made me laugh so much.
nice, nice. So what's coming in next?
Number two is by far the worst uh, horror film I've seen in a long time. It's called Deliver Us from Evil. I don't
They
remember
made a good commercial out of that because I was interested, and then I read your review, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
I don't think I would have given it as low of a rating had it been a director I didn't know. And I hope I don't worry anyone when I say this. I don't know how many people take my opinion seriously, but this movie was directed by Scott Derrickson. That name might sound familiar. He's actually doing the Doctor Strange movie, and
That's
he did a movie. I think it was last year called Sinister. One of the
Yep.
most disturbing, dark movies I've seen in such a long time. I loved it. There weren't the stupid jump scares. It ended badly for everybody involved. It wasn't this tied in a neat bow ending, and I loved it. And then he just came out with Deliver Us from Evil, and it's garbage. I hated it. I mean, it's got Eric Bana in it. He was crap. I don't. I love him. I think he's a very good actor. I've seen him do the dramatic work in Munich. I thought he was great in that one. But he was just garbage in this, and he has this terrible Brooklyn accent, and I couldn't stand it.
That sucks. That really
And
sucks. I like Eric Bana too from Black Hawk Down. I thought he was amazing.
yeah, yeah. And they have Joel McHale in the movie, and they're trying to make him look tough. The guy from Soup? Are you kidding?
Yeah. No.
And there's a lot of moments of typical horror movie crap that you wouldn't really do in real life, like splitting up for no reason. It was garbage. A lot of jump scares, poor storytelling. It was definitely a blow because I really wanted to see what else he had because Sinister was so wonderful.
That's a bummer. That's a bummer follow-up. So what's next?
All right, number one. Oh God, I mentioned them earlier, but Transformers: Age of Extinction. Um,
He
it,
just won't
it
quit. He won't quit.
it's 3 hours long, and there's no real coherent story to it. It's just explosions and robots shooting and fighting, and in 3 hours of that, no, it doesn't work. And there's a pretty well-known YouTube movie reviewer. I think his name is Jeremy John, and he reviewed it. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said it, and I thought it was perfect. It's like a Michael Bay wet dream.
Nice.
I remember at about the 2 hour mark, I checked because I didn't see it in theaters. I wasn't wasting my time. But I was curious. I don't know. So I checked it, and it was only at the 2 hour mark, and I realized I still had another almost hour. And I was already tired, and I wanted to go to sleep, and it was too much. And I won't lie, I thought with the replacement of LaBouffe with Wahlberg, it might get a little bit better, but it was more garbage. And I think it's all because of Michael Bay. I don't know who else to blame.
And sadly, he just makes a ton of money.
It made over $1 billion.
Yep, and they'll make another one, and the studios love it, and they won't stop, and then I guess these idiots will keep going seeing it.
There was I don't know, I don't want to call it concern, but there was a question of whether Wahlberg would return, and he confirmed he's signed up for at least 3 or 4 more. Which,
Right?
uh,
He's not turning down that paycheck. I mean, it's sad to say it that way, but
have you heard they want him for an Uncharted movie?
yes, I have. Yeah,
Such a bad choice for that.
yep, I agree.
There are other people. That's all I'm saying.
Although I will say I saw Lone. I'm slow. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
he was really good in that. I was shocked.
Which one?
Lone Survivor.
I'm not saying he isn't good, but there are other people to choose from. He was
Yeah.
in The Gambler, which I don't. Yeah. He just. I don't know if you saw his other movie with Michael Bay called Pain and Gain.
No.
I reviewed that one too. It's more of the same. Almost 3 hours long. Same crap, only it's R-rated. That's about the only difference.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, good list, dude. Those are movies I will stay away from. I don't think I've seen any of them, so I will keep it that way. Thank you for the heads up, because I do. I didn't mention this in the other list, but I should have. I live vicariously through you because I can't go to see all these movies. So I love reading your reviews, so I know what to see and what not to see. You have a very good taste for film and what's good and what's not. So
Well,
great.
I appreciate your trust in my opinion.
That, not a problem, dude. You've been writing with Nerdlocker for a couple years now, so that's fantastic. And if you're not reading Chase Review, Go read them on nerdlocker.com. He sees just about every movie that comes out. Fantastic writer. Let him know what you guys think. Be nice. There are some people that are just jerks out there. Be nice. Case in point, the Elijah Wood movie. Don't make an argument just because he was in The Hobbit. Or Lord of the Rings. That's a dumb argument. Come at him with some actual information.
If you disagree with me, I'd love to talk about it. I like talking about movies. But don't just call me an idiot because you disagree with me. I'd appreciate that.
Exactly. So check out Chase's reviews, and if you haven't seen it yet, check out his top 10 list, top 10 best movies of 2014. Thank you, Chase. Great list. I will definitely avoid those.
Good. Thank you.
And everybody else out there, have a nerdy week.